Yo, and welcome to Shooting the Soil. Sorry for the late start, had some technical issues, but anyway, skipping all that, we got it figured out. Wasn't too tough, had to reload driver, yada yada. But we are checking out Coast of Maine lobster compost today. Saw a podcast with the owner, and he boasted some pretty high claims about his compost. Pretty much saying it was the best bag compost in the world. So I'm pretty excited today to check this out and see how it compares to some of the other composts that we looked at. I'm going to update the description right after the stream and post some of the other composts that we looked at, such as Cressive Soil and Catalyst Bio amendments. So you guys can check those out and see for yourself how these compare. Alright, so we're starting, pretty much right up at the top of the slide here. And we already see some fungal hyphae, so that's a good sign. Seeing some nice big aggregates over here, also good sign. And let's see. Let's take a scroll through. More big aggregates. Oh, over here, we got nice amount. So that's organic matter. This looks like a mineral aggregate with probably some organic matter mixed in. So far off to a good sign. A good start anyway. A lot of big pieces of organic matter. Oh, what do we got over here? I was hoping for a fungal hyphae sticking out of there. We got a couple little pieces of hyphae kicking around here. We'll be able to see them a lot closer when we go into 400x. Right now we are at 100x magnification. Just kind of scanning around. First we want to look around for some big organisms that might be in there. So we're just going to scan through here. But good amount of organic matter so far. Alright. Yeah, seeing good amount of fungi, which a lot of composts unfortunately don't have. You really need to go into the mesophilic phase, which is the cooler phase, as opposed to the thermophilic, because you're not going to get much fungi just doing a hot compost. You really need to let it cool down and feed it some like oats, barley, wood chips, all that sort of stuff as a fungal food. So to get a good amount of fungi in your compost, you really need that not hot period where you can start building some of these strains like that fungal hyphae we see over there. Alright. So scanning around. Oh yeah, seeing a lot of bits and pieces of fungi in there. So that's a good sign for a bad compost. A lot of bad compost, you're not going to find that in there. And a lot of them that I looked at turn out that aren't all that great. End up being a lot of sand. But for instance, let me just show you guys real quick what this looks like. You can go over to webcam full and look at all that organic matter floating on top. Only a little bit of turbidity, and if you look close at the bottom, there's not a bunch of clay and sand in there. That all looks nice and dark organic material. So yeah, so far it's got my approval rating. Switch back over here to Microscope, and we'll continue our 100x. Alright. Yeah, all sorts of, huge pieces of organic matter, and it's all nice and golden brown, so it's been in there breaking down, reducing, and that's what we need. We need the soil to be reducing to provide what we need for our plants. Nature's whole recycling. Hey, B. This one was right in the middle. It was just about perfect, I would say. Not too wet, decently dry, but not totally dry. It was actually a really nice moisture level. Some of the other composts that I've got, like the Catalyst Bioamendments I got, was on the wet side, but they shipped and told me that it was going to be wet because it was the wet part of their season when I ordered it. Should, even if if it's really dry, things might be going dormant. But it'd have to get really dry for all the organisms to cyst up. But then, even still, you introduce it to water and they should wake back up fairly quickly, depending on the organism. Alright, just scanning through, see if we can find a nematode in here or something. Or see if we spot any type of ciliate. Checking what my shade was on here. But yeah, seeing a lot of good fungal hyphae all over the place. We're going to take a closer look at them at 400x in just a second. Looks like we might even have a amoeba or a cysted up organism there. Yeah, I kind of want to jump in real quick and take a quicker look at that, just to see what it is, because I'm never going to come back and find it. Oh, wrong way, adjust our lighting, wrong way again. Alright, yeah, focus here. Oh, I bumped into the slide, shucks. Now I might not be able to find it again. Okay, let's see, in at 400, there it is. Ooh, what is that? Very thick cell wall. See the double layer. There's the cell wall, whatever this is. It's very round. I would think that might be what we are talking about, a cysted organism in there. Just builds a little barrier around it, and it's waiting for the perfect environment to hatch. Trying to tell what's in there. I would say that would be a cyst more than an amoeba. Usually, some amoebas can be that round, but most aren't. Most are sort of oval shape. So I'm guessing that's some sort of cysted organism in there. And right over it, that's a good sign. This big round thing, I believe, is a fungal spore. Pretty sure, anyway. Nice dark one, too. And while we're in here at 400x, before we zoom back out, we're looking at the bacteria now. All these wigglies. So let's see what we see in here. A lot of just round ones. Oh, we got a basilisk shape there. Nice little oval round one. That's a good sign. Another rod here. Basilisk. Another basilisk. Yeah, it looks... I'm liking it. I'm seeing a lot of shapes and sizes as far as the bacteria goes. Yeah, big oval one here too. That's a large bacteria. That could even be a yeast. But yeast don't usually move around that much unless it's just being moved around by all the bacteria wiggling around it. No, actually say that would be a large bacteria. Oh look, we got... So now this looks like yeast splitting. Two of them just about to become, or one of them about to become two. Yeah, very nice looking compost. Oh, it's interesting looking. Almost looks like a diatom, but it's shaped like an amoeba. Be very large for a yeast. Usually you see these like I don't know how well you can see that if you got a big enough screen, but see all these lines in here? That's more like a diatom or something like that. But usually those are like in rods or crystal looking structures. So, could be some type of amoeba. Alright. Let's see. Let's find a good fungal hyphae. Could use a little bit more fungal hyphaes in there. There's a small one. A couple little pieces. You got a hyphae sticking out of there? Not so much. But there's a nice dark brown piece of a fungal hyphae. We got some clear strands, but those are expected in any compost. Most likely a saprophyte. Got some more good looking stuff. Yeah. A lot of large wigglies for 400X. Big fat wiggly bacteria down there. Well, there's a good fungal hyphae. So yeah, it's a decent amount of fungal hyphae in here. Very nice. Alright. We're gonna jump out to 100X again. Get our light readjusted. Yeah, there we go. Continue standing around. Let's see if we can spot a nematode in here. Yeah, diatoms aren't just all rods or rectangle. There are some circular ones like that, so I think that might have been one of the circular type of diatoms. Yeah. Big old piece of fungal hyphae there. This looks like more like a root hair or something like that. This might be a piece of a bug. Very crystal clear looking structure. Just be a piece of his leg. And down through here we're seeing all sorts of good aggregates. Pretty much no, silt in there whatsoever. No big clusters of sand. Everything's aggregated. Everything looks like good organic matter. All breaking down. So yeah. The owner talked a big game, and so far it looks like he's delivering pretty darn well. What do we got here? Yeah, more organic matter. Let's see. The only thing that would make this better is a little bit more fungi, and if we found a nematode in there. But looking pretty good. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. Alright, we're gonna go back up. Yeah, a bunch of good fungal strands there. A couple more holding these aggregates together. Yep. Some good hyphaes there. Yeah, definitely more fungi than most bag compost that you can get at a box store. That's for darn sure. And I paid quite a bit of money for some of those specialized composts that I ordered. Where since this is distributed locally, it's a whole lot cheaper. I'm in New England, and they're Coast of Maine. I would assume they're right up in Maine, not too far away. This is the compost itself, their lobster compost bag that I bought. I think that's the only compost they sell is their lobster compost. So it would make a lot of sense why we saw a diatom in there. Could be from the lobsters. Could hanging out, living on that lobster shell. Little piece of leaf right there. Oh. Just gonna finish up the scan real quick. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, there we go. Nematode. Not moving. But I could... Oh, yep, he's alive. I just saw his gland move. His gland just moved. Ooh, let's look at his head real quick. Looks like he has a big old mouth there. He's alive, though. Here, let's quickly go into 400x, see if we can get a quicker look at his mouth. But just from seeing that little gland that we just saw moving... Oh, no, we need less shutter speed. That's a good sign. Wow. Big old mouth. He might... I think this is an omnivore. That's what I'm going with. It's very large. Omnivores are usually larger. But we see no spike in the head. Big wide mouth. So this may be an omnivore. This may be a predator of other nematodes. And also an herbivore. Yeah, you can see that those 3 spikes in his head. I'm pretty sure this is an omnivore, which is a really good nematode to have. Definitely not a root feeder or a fungal feeder. And that big wide esophagus that we can see there. And this gland right over here, let's look at that a little bit closer. Yeah, it's more complicated than the smaller bacterial glands. Yeah, this is either a predator, which is good to have. You definitely need some predators to complete the soil food web, or it's an omnivore. One of the two. But that is one big nematode. This may be the largest nematode I've seen. Hands down. That is one big nematode. Usually can fit about the whole body in the frame, especially when they curl up. I've only seen a couple that won't fit into a 400x frame. That is a cool looking nematode. Very wide. Very interesting gland in there. But alright, we've checked all the boxes. Good job, Coast of Maine. We got a nematode, we got fungal hyphae, we got really good organic matter, we got a nice turbidity, good amount of organic matter just in the slide. Those are all the tests and the boxes that we want to check. Really cool looking critter. Yeah. I've never seen this big square wide mouth part. Maybe that is just a predator. But it's the predators and the omnivores that are that big. Right there. That's a great shot. Let me snap a picture. Actually, hold still, hold still. Let me get... Oh yeah, that was a good picture too. Oh, we just saw something move fast through. Was that a flagellate? Where'd you go? We got flagellate too? Where'd you go? Come on, flagellate, come back. Oh, what's this we got right there? Huh. Could be a spore, a little assisted organism. Not looks like there's something in there. Shaped like a football-shaped spore, but could be assisted up organism or a very small amoeba. Hey, nematode, tell me if you're an omnivore or not. Oh, this is his tail, of course. Go eat this thing over here. Get your head up over here and eat that on camera for me. And that will prove if you're a predator or not. His head's way over here. It's just slowly moving about. Poking around for food. He is moving awful slow. Most of the time, like the other one that I thought that was a predator, they really like to curl up and then strike fast. Be interesting if we saw this one in the next little bit here move really quick. What are you interested in, buddy? What do you want to eat? Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, we might have. I think that was one flagellate that we saw cruising by, but I haven't seen too many flagellates in much stuff. But also, again, they move very fast, and they're usually out of focus, so they're very easy to miss. Alright, but let's jump back out to 100. We got about half of the slide here left to cover real quick. See if we can find any other cool organisms. But that was a really cool looking nematode. Probably look at that for another 30 minutes or so. Just watching him see what he does. Got a big clear strand, but does not look like actinobacteria. Looks like a saprophyte, which is a good reducer and commonly found in compost. That's okay. It's an okay clear strand. Yeah, I think the flagellates like to seem to have a symbiotic. I think they hitch rides because they're always going so fast. So my theory, anyway, or just my thought, is that they really like worms and like to hitch the ride on the worm to save some of that energy. Just a random theory. But I have noticed as well, just like you said, worm castings seem to have a lot of flagellates. What else is there here? Oh, giant pieces of organic matter. See if there's any other big organisms in there. But usually that's what I see. I usually find one nematode in a good compost. One or two. All right, going back up here. Yeah. Definitely not too shabby. All sorts of good organic matter. Fungal hyphae. Nice dark aggregates. Can't complain. And actually, when was it? I believe it was, I picked this up on, it was Saturday when I bought it. So tossed a little bit of this compost all around my tomatoes kind of mounded it up around there since the tomatoes can grow new roots from those hairs on the stems. And they all seem to be loving it. Sprinkled something around just about everything in the garden. And definitely not seeing any negative responses. Waiting for my garden to really take off, and I think the climate and everything is just got things kicked off here. Plus, with adding this compost, it really seems to be doing well. Did not have such a good spring. Oh, we got another smaller nematode there. Looks like we do. Not any motion yet. But yeah, let's see if we can. Always gotta switch in real quick to 400x. Get some light on the subject here. Just a quick look. Where'd it go? There it is. Another one of those big square mouths. Seems to be a similar type, just a lot smaller. But haven't seen any motion, but we see that this gland here is always a good sign that it's either a bacterial feeder or not a root feeder. And we don't see that spike in his head. We see that big wide square thing. Usually the spikes are a lot more narrow, and they'll have two little balls right over here, which are the muscles. Oh, yay, you're alive. Yay, good job, nematode. But you'll see two little muscles here on the side that push the spike down. But yeah, nice big flat mouth. Not a pointy mouth with a spike in it. So another good nematode. That's two. Two in this slide. Yay! Coast of Maine. Good job. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna yeah, so I don't blind you guys again. Let's adjust the light first. Then jump out. Get focused. And finish our scan here. I think we got one more up to do and one more down, and that's pretty much it for the scan. Oh yeah, we kind of saw that before. Well, I think actually we were going down on this plane when we spotted that nematode. I think the only box left to check would be a nice big testate amoeba. Let's see if we can find an amoeba here. It's the only thing we're missing. Oh, as I'm saying that, I believe that's an Arcella. That's technically a testate amoeba. Round brown amoeba. Let's see if we can find one of those the typical hot air balloon ones, I like to call. They got like a flat foot and then round part to them. Oh. I think that's just some kind of surface tension or something moving on the edge of the slide. That wasn't an organism, I don't believe. Alright, so yeah, our edge is right here. So yeah, we could probably go up one more time and then back down again. I'll adjust the light just a little bit here. Is that moving? I think that could be a naked amoeba, but doesn't seem to be moving. I think that's just a little piece of something. piece of plant matter just went by. Alright, that looks a lot like that other thing, but where are we? Yeah, we'll be able to find that again. Kind of want to look at that closer, see if that's a naked amoeba. But let's just finish the scan real quick. Since we're almost done. What's that? Oh, it's probably just a piece of dust on the top of the slide. Alright, we're up at the top. Here's our last scan down. Yeah, there's not too much over here on this part of the slide. Way out next to the edge. Whoa. That's probably a root hair. Just a little squiggled up piece of organic matter. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Let's go down this way. And that's it. Yeah, pretty good though. No big ciliates, which is a good thing for a compost. Letting you know that it was not anaerobic anytime soon and pretty much stayed aerobic. Alright, so let's see. There's a couple of these little things that I wanted to look at real quick before we wrap things up. There was a bigger and better one up here. Let's try to find. Yeah, no, I think it was just at the side of this. Oh, hey, nematode. Where? Ah, that's close to the one that we saw before. Unless there's another one like right over here. We saw the Ocella. Could have just moved over there. Nematode that we saw before, I think, was right in this area. I don't think I missed that one. I think this one over here just moved over. Don't think that's a third. Could be. Where'd he go? Hey, there you are. Could be a third nematode. Yeah, let's go into 400x and let's see if it looks like the same type. Oh, no. I always go the wrong way. There we go. Getting focused. No, that's it. I think this is the third nematode. He doesn't have that big square mouth. Or the same gland. Oh no, there's the gland right there. Oh no, this looks a little different. A little smaller, I think, than that last one we saw. What do you got stuck on your head? Ah, wrong way. See, there's his mouth. What are you? What's protruding off of his head over here? It's like he's got like a ghost, or he's like, the nematodes shed their skin like a snake. Is that what's going on there? I don't know. I've never heard of a nematode shedding its skin like a snake, but that almost looks like. It looks like a, yeah, like. Come on. Stick your head out from under there. Maybe they do shed. Yeah, I could also see some trailing over here, so yeah. They must, that must be him getting rid of his old skin. Yeah, he's got that trailing off of him over here. Either that or he just got stuck on something. But yeah, look. It's shaped just like his head up here. Huh. Yeah, it's kind of shaped just like his head, and looks like it's just like kind of his exoskeleton or his outer skin is coming off. Anybody know if nematodes shed their skin like a snake? Definitely drop a comment if you know. But anyway, doesn't look like a bad one, and I think this is nematode number 3. Not seeing a spike in the head. Seeing just a nice thin line that seems to be bending with him. Not staying rigid when his nose moves. And he's kind of got that open sort of mouth where it looks like it's a bacterial feeder. Alright. Well, more points for Coast of Maine. Yay! Alright, we also wanted to find one of these clear things that we thought... Oh, there we go. There's a flagellate. Where'd he go? Quick little buggers. Oh, there you are. He's right there. Went out of focus. Yeah, see how easy they are to miss because they swim up and down in the slide. Don't like to sit at the bottom, and he just literally disappeared out of my field because they can't focus on him anymore. But that was definitely a flagellate. Single cilia. Small protozoa. Just flapping his way about. Alright, let's see. Where were we? We were up a little bit more where I saw that amoeba-looking thing. Actually, that looks like an amoeba under this right here. But that's on top of it, so we can't see it very well. Let's see. Where was the good one right up here? Might have been just looking at one of these pieces. I think so, B. Best yet? I would not disagree. Yep, more fungal hyphae. I think the only thing the catalyst bioamendment had is there was a little bit more fungal hyphae. But other than that, I would say this one, from all other aspects, is looking like it might have the edge. Another one of these little round-like spores or amoebas. Alright, let's see. It was right around over here that we might have saw a naked amoeba. Where are you? Oh, another one of those. Yeah, no, I think I was just looking at one of these pieces of minerals. That's what I think I was looking at before, because it wasn't moving. Naked amoeba will really sort of ooze around like little blob monsters. I didn't see it moving, so I think that's what we were looking at before. But let's take a little peek around. See if we can spot one of those other ones. Oh yeah, it was sort of close to this. I think it was right over here. Oops. Where was it? Yeah, I think it was just one of those. Aha. I think this is... Yep, that's what it was. Yep, and just a mineral. Not a naked amoeba. Shucks. But we did see couple little amoebas in there, so... Yep, I think Coast of Maine checked every box. So, yeah, I would give this an approval of a complete compost that you can buy at a box store. I like to go buy mine at the local nursery. It's actually cheaper surprisingly enough, at my local nursery than the box store. Oh, there we go. There's an amoeba. There's a good example of an amoeba for sure. Alright, every box checked for sure. Good job, Coast of Maine. I'm going to send you this video, and maybe you'll give me some props and share it for me. If anybody else would like to share the video, please do so. And if you would be so kind and hit those buttons for me. Trying to grow the channel. We're almost to 1,000 subs. Just got, 150 more to go or so? A little more, give or take. But yeah. That's not the most important part. Most important part is sharing and learning together. And I just like doing this, so I figure I might as well jump on live when I'm under the microscope and, form a little community where we could all learn about this microscopy, soil microscopy, and how all these little critters down here can provide 95% of our plant's nutrients. Yep, only 5% comes from water-soluble nutrients. Well, in an optimal situation, of course you can, buy your organic bottled nutrients and load the plants up with those to get their nutrients. But I think, and science is starting to show, that plants will prefer and actually be healthier if all of their nutrients is being provided by the fungi and bacteria through, rhizophagy and all that good stuff, and the mycorrhizal relationship. And then that other 5%, which, we really like to focus on, which I focused on for years and years and years, being an organic farmer, that other 5% will mostly only be coming from things like the micronutrients, molybdenum, cobalt, silica, stuff like that. So the plants will get that through water soluble in very low amounts. They really don't need much, but most of all their nitrogen, their phosphorus, all that will be provided by all this biology down here and nature's regenerative way. It's pretty wild to think that, me for one, I've been focusing on, pouring those nutrients on where there's other ways to do it. Not saying that the nutrients don't work, but when all these little buggers down there can do it better, why be a mad chemist when you could just be a cultivator or a caretaker of microbiology? And you get that whole soil food web working for you down there, when I'm always preaching, then you don't have to spend all the money on all those nutrients and fertilizers. And you could get to whole new levels of plant health and see whole new plant expressions. So much fun when you start seeing a plant growing in living soil that starts doing things that you've never seen before in all your years of garden. That's some really cool stuff when that starts happening. And then all the pest pressure goes away, and you got good healthy plants. All right, I think that's about gonna wrap it up for this stream. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer and share the knowledge that I have to the best of my ability. And subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified when I do my next live stream. And until then, happy growing, and we will catch you on the flip side.